Hello, hello, hello. I'm back and I am excited to be here. My name is Christie Archer of Christie Archer Designs, and this is a mostly knitting podcast. And it is June 23rd. I hadn't planned on coming back yet because, sorry, I lost my, not lost my train of thought, but I was thinking about something else. Okay, so I wasn't planning on coming back this soon because in the second week of July, hopefully I am going to have a guest appearance from another podcaster, and I don't want to say too much just in case it doesn't happen, but we are shooting for, I can't remember exactly the date, but anyway, we are shooting for her to come into town long enough for us to shoot a podcast. And then I'm heading out of town for family stuff, fun family stuff. So anyway, I am going to jump right in, and I just wanted to say welcome for all of my amazing returning viewers. You guys are what keep me going, and I appreciate you so much. And if you are new here, welcome. I hope you enjoyed the content that I have to share. If there's anything my returning viewers or new viewers would like to see me do that I have not done yet, comment below. Or if it's something that I have already done and you want me to do it again, just let me know below. But today I'm pretty much going to stick with my normal format, finished objects, whips, and future projects. I am going to stick strictly to knitting today. I do have other things going on in the background, but because I do have a good bit of knitting to talk about today, I think I'm just going to stick to knitting. That said, I am going to jump right in. I actually only have 2 finished objects. I have quite a few hose, so I do have a lot to talk about. So I'm going to start with my first finished object, and it is a new pattern by me, and it is now available, and I love this pattern. And that is the second podcast in a row where I have forgotten to bring my sock blocker. Okay, well, okay, so this is another addition to my Simply Irresistible sock collection. And if you are new here, this is a sock that does not have any special heel construction. However, it hugs your foot. As a matter of fact, I'll pop pictures up. You will see that it absolutely hugs every curve of your foot. And it is my new cable design. So it has cables going down the front, and it is fingering weight, obviously. And I have one of them blocked, and the other one I have not blocked yet, so you can see it it grows a little with blocking. This yarn is from Yarn Nuvo, and it's her Sock Bliss, if I'm not mistaken. I love, 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 love this yarn. It's an MCN, and it works up my sock patterns like a dream. They fit so well. I cannot remember the color of this one off the top of my head, but I do have a Ravelry page, and you can check it out there. Fantastic sock design. I know my goal this year was to make 12 new sock patterns, and for those of you that don't know, I started a job for the first time in over 20 years, December 1st, and that kind of took off in a very positive direction. It was supposed to be just a part-time job, and it is just a part-time job as far as the hours that I go into work. However, the owner and I are working on the side I'm designing a line of children's clothing. It's a long story, but it has been taking up a lot of my time that I would otherwise have been knitting. So with that said, this is my first new my first new pattern of the year. So I do hope you will check it out. It is very meditative to knit. It's engaging to knit. You can do it while watching TV. You just have to make sure you're counting your rows and you know, do your cable rows. I think cable rows are every 5 rounds. But it is a fun, I was obsessed, could not stop knitting this one. And there's one other that I was really obsessed with. Actually, 2 others. We'll get to that. Okay, so first FO, a pair of socks. My second FO is actually a modified little sprout, and I'll pop a picture up of my little sprout pattern. My little sprout pattern, and it's LIL sprout, is a top-down kind of a halter neck, but it does have a back to it, but it has the shaping of like a halter neck, and has some cute little yarn overs, has a beautiful rolled edge to it, nice finished rolled edge. The little sprout has a beautiful wide band of 1x1 ribbing down the side. It's so cute, but I wanted to do something different. And the little sprout has a real wide band of 1x1 ribbing at the bottom with a split hem. I wanted to be able to do like a little French tuck with this for the summer. So I decided to, I don't know if you'll be able to see. So I took the rolled stitches here and twisted them into a cable down the side. So basically this design, with the exception of the yarn overs, so all of that just rolls right down into this. So I've got the purl stitches, the cable stitches, and then purl stitches again. And I did a little tiny split hem and rolled the edges on that as well. This has not been washed or blocked yet. This is 100% cotton, and I made it out of I Love This Cotton, and it is the khaki color. I do love this cotton. It washes up so soft. I know I've made a gazillion of this pattern for myself, but with each one I tweak it a little bit. So I think I'm going to go back and get enough to make I have a black one, I have a white one, I have this khaki one. I do have a blue one, but I think I'm gonna go back and do another blue one. And then those are my base colors for my wardrobe. I may do a gray, I'm not sure. But anyway, this is one of my absolute favorite summertime garments to wear. I wear them all the time. People probably think that's the only style shirt I have, because I literally wear them all the time. So anyway, this one is done. I am in love with the way it turned out. It has not been washed or dried yet, so it is longer than what it will be after it's been washed and dried. It looks really, I should have brought one of my other ones in so you could see how much it shrinks up. But with cotton, if you plan on washing and drying in the dryer, you will need to add extra length because it does shrink up. My size generally shrinks up about 2 inches. So that is done, and I'm very excited to get that out of the washer and dryer so that I can wear it. Okay, now for the whip parade, and it is a big one. Let me start with the one that I'm almost done with. I can remember which bag it's in. Okay, my next pattern that is in testing right now and should be released soon is going to be my Simply Irresistible Sock Lotus. And the reason I named it Lotus, it is a lace pattern that looks like a lotus flower to me. Again, this is Yarn Nouveau's yarn. I'm pretty sure it's Sock Bliss. And I will pop a picture up here of, I only have one sock finished, so unless I get the other sock finished before this video goes out, you'll just be seeing a picture of one sock. But you'll be able to see the lace opened up on it. We'll see if I can open it up a little bit here, but without my rings getting stuck in the lace. Okay, this is, see how it just looks like little lotus flowers. I love it. Love, love, love. Okay, so I do have one finished. This one has been blocked. And I am this far on the second sock. I always use my ChowGoo US 1 2.25 millimeter. And again, I cannot remember the colorway. Oh, I have the yarn band. Let's see. These are her old tags, so I won't show it. Lydia is the colorway. She used to be Hole in the Wool, and she has changed her name to Yarn Nouveau. Her yarn colors have not changed though. So, and of course I'm not gonna be able to get this back in. Here we go, maybe. There we go, okay. So Lydia, and it is a beautiful dusty pink mauve kind of color. It's beautiful. Love, love, love. Okay, that is my first hoe. And it is being housed in one of my project bags, which I know I had planned on releasing those this year, but it's probably going to be next year. Like I said, with my new job, things kind of got away from me. So I will eventually list these bags, I promise. All right, let's see what's hiding in this one. So I just started testing on this one, and this is, once again, a very meditative knit. I love crafts. Sorry if you can hear the noise going on. I've got a house full today. House full every day, but they're on games today. Love Crafts was having a sale, and I have been really struggling hard to find solid colored sock yarns. I prefer solid color because it shows off the textures that I'm putting into my socks better than speckles or variegateds or whatever. So I was on the hunt for solid colored sock yarns, which I can't wait to talk about that a little later. And Love Crafts has this line called Paint Box, and this is their solid sock solids. And it's a basic 75-25, but it's not merino. And I don't really love the yarn, so this will, I don't know, I guess I'll go ahead and, I started to say this may stay a hoe because I do have new yarn to make this up for my sample, but I'll probably go ahead and finish it because why not? Okay, so this will be the third sock pattern that I put out this year. And this one will be called Icing. And the reason is it looks like little ice decoration, icing on a cake decorations. I don't know if that shows well or not, but this is so much fun to knit. And the testers, theirs looks so much better than this does because, like I said, I really don't care for this yarn for socks. It might be good for like a woolly sweater, and if anyone is interested, this color is called Blush Pink. I'm sure this is going to be a hard wearing sock yarn. And I think what I'm going to do is, so yeah, I may not finish this sock. I think what I'm going to do is go back and make just vanilla socks with this, because I got several skeins in several different colors. So I think I'm going to go back and just make some vanilla socks with this yarn. I think it'll be fine for that, but for my textures, it just doesn't work well with my textured socks. I really enjoy seeing the texture and just the way they feel on your foot. There's no constraints or anything. So yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. Anyway, I digress. Okay, after that, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sock patterns that are in the works. I'm trying to make up for lost time if you can't tell. Okay, yeah, so the next one, nope, I think this one's the one I'm going to put out next. This one is so cute. Again, done out of the paint box yarns. This one's not as bad. It doesn't look as bad, but I think it'll be even more stunning out of some good quality sock yarn. So this one is being done out of the paint box, and this one is called Dusty Lilac. And I'm not a purple person, as any of you may know, but I do love a good dusty lavender. So this one's kind of pretty. I like it, but this one has not been blocked yet. This is just a huge cable, one huge cable going down the front of the leg. Oh, it's so neat. This is a fun one to knit. Let's see if I can. I wish I had brought my sock blocker. That would have been so much more professional. But, and of course, I think I've got it. It's not twisted, but my arm is twisted. Okay, we'll just do it like this. Isn't this cable so much fun? Oh my gosh, I am obsessed with this cable. So again, this will be made out of a nicer yarn for the sample pattern. And it is being housed in one of my older style project bags, which I love, but they were just too expensive, I think, for the average. It looks horrible right now because it's been shoved in a basket. Okay, then after that one, okay, this is the second one that I'm obsessed with. And I don't know if the reason I'm not, well, I am kind of obsessed with the large cable too, but I think it's the yarn that I made those out of that keeps me from loving them as much as the small cables. And then this one, I love this one. Okay, so this is once again Yarn Nouveau, and I think this one may be called Parchment. Nope, Sans End. Oh, and it says on here, this one's sock, plush sock. So she has a sock bliss or bliss sock, and then she has a plush sock. They're both MCN. One of them has more of a halo, and I think that's this one. So this one must have been bliss sock, and this one is plush sock. Well, this one has a decent halo too. There is a difference though. And if I had to choose, I think the bliss sock is the one that I would choose, like, but both of them are good. Okay, so Sans End, Yarn Nouveau. Hold on, cannot wait to show this one. Okay, and maybe it's just because I like simplicity, but this one's stunning, my hair. Okay, so this stitch pattern is just so much fun. Okay, look at that. And again, I will be popping pictures up here of each of these, but it may just be with one foot because I was trying to get them ready for testing. I'm obsessed with this. Okay. And it is living in another one of my project bags. The last one I have only started, but I got enough into it to where I did one pattern repeat because I just wanted to know if what I was thinking of was going to work. So I almost hesitate even showing this one. This one must be plush sock as well. And this one is colorway ash. This one is bliss sock. Okay, colorway ash. The base is bliss sock. Okay, let's see if I can get you back in there. I used to pull my yarn from the center, but I have found that even though it's easier to pull from the center, I now pull from the outside only because I stick my tags in the center, which I've always done, but when I wind from the inside, or when I pull from the inside, and if I have leftovers, I just end up with this little messy cake. So in order to keep my cake nice and neat, I pull from the outside now. Do you pull from the outside or the inside? Okay, I have this on some waste yarn. And I don't even know if this is going to show or not. Okay, so this one is going to be another lace pattern. So it's going to have some stockinette and then a little panel of lace stitches and then stockinette and so on and so forth. And I love this color. Isn't that gorgeous? So that will be sock pattern number 6. I just have to get it finished, the first one finished so I can write it up. All right, and it is in my purple project bag. Okay, that is it for the sock parade. I do have some garments in the works. Okay, so I'm going to be going out of town for some family, a family situation to see our oldest son in the Chicago area. And we will be there for a week. So I am planning my wardrobe, and I have got some serious knitting to do because I only have a few weeks before we're leaving, and I kind of have some big plans. So one of them is, oh, this one is not for going out of town. Let me back up. Okay, this is a new pattern that I do have coming out in the fall. It's just about done. I think I showed it last time, but I can't remember how far I was. So if this is a repeat, I apologize. But this is, and it is a wrinkled mess, but this is going to be called For the Love of Stripes, or I Heart Stripes. Sorry, I changed it. I Heart Stripes. And so I have a stripe panel here, and then there's going to be another block of the this color down here, and it will have a split hem. And then I am doing the 2 different sleeves, and I've got something really fun and exciting for the sleeves. So I cannot wait to get back to work on this, but I've got to do my personal knitting, which I hardly ever do anymore. Seems like everything's patterns and stuff, which I don't mind, I enjoy it. Okay, so this is out of Blackbird Sycamore Yarns, and she dyed one of the colors for me special, but I'm sure she could do it for anybody, and maybe once I get this pattern listed, she may add this color, I'm not sure. This is her, What color is it called? Sand. But I had her do a more dye, so it's more saturated than her original sand. So I think she like doubled the dye amount, and I just love, 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 love. And this is a 75-25 fingering. And then this one is called Black Number One. I'm pretty sure it's Black Number One. Yep, Black Number One. And that is the black. Okay, I am not sure how this is pronounced. I'm going to say Nanook or Nanook, or it's the natural. And so that is what this is being made up out of. And I'm thoroughly enjoying this project. I'm really, really, really excited to get back to it. So that one is in the works. And 2 more whips. It is being housed in my larger, medium-sized project bag. Okay. Ooh, let me see. Now let me do this one first. Okay. So I wanted to do some new clothes to take with me to the Chicago area. And one pattern that I have been dying to do, and I think would just be perfect for Chicago, is Petite Knit's Cumulus blouse. And I have some yarn that is absolutely perfect. I think it was written for Olive in, oh my gosh, Knitting for Olive yarn, but I don't think it was I think it may have been written for either the silk or whatever. I can't remember what. Anyway, I'm doing this one out of the merino, and I started knitting it, and I am thoroughly enjoying the project. However, I started thinking about it, and I was like, wool's really going to be too hot middle of summer. Doesn't matter where you are in the US. So I have kind of put this one on hold, and I've ordered new yarn in a cotton linen blend. But this is how much I've done thus far. I'm still in the back and forth creating the V. And if you do not know, let's see. Okay, this is the Cumulus blouse. And I'm trying to, okay, Knitting for Olive merino, and the colorway is Ice Blue. Let's see, is that, there we go. So Knitting for Olive merino in colorway Ice Blue. And I have 4 skeins, which is basically what it calls for. It's, or for my size, it calls for 4 skeins of Knitting for Olive, or and like I said, I'm pretty sure it's either the, I think it's her silk that it's called for, or you can get the Senez Garn 10 line, and that is exactly what I ordered, because I just didn't want silk. I still think that's going to be too hot. So this is a linen cotton blend, which is perfect for me here in the desert. And so this one has less yardage than Knitting for Olive. So I got 5 skeins of this, which is what the pattern calls for. So I should be good to go there. But this is the colorway. I didn't write that down. But I do want to say, has anybody ever ordered from Wool and Company? I don't know if you can read my writing, but woolandcompany.com. They do not charge for shipping. It doesn't matter how small of an order you get. I'm obsessed, and I will be ordering so much more yarn from them. I love the fact that they do not charge for shipping. So, so that is what I have done. That will be put on hold. I will make that for winter for here in the desert. I think it'll be perfect. 3/4 sleeves will be perfect for here in the desert for winter. And then I'm very happy with this yarn for summer. Can you tell I like blue? Anybody that's not new here knows I love blue. Okay, so that is the Cumulus blouse. I will get back to future knits in just a minute. I am now going to talk about another project that I already have going for Chicago. This is a pattern I designed a couple of years ago. Started testing, I think I started testing. Anyway, I had to put it on hold. Life turned upside down, but I love this pattern. I'll pop a picture up of it. I am going to be releasing it. I think I'm going to do this one after my I Heart Stripes pattern goes out. So after that one's released, I'm going to do this one in testing again and get it released. It's called Confetti, and I name it Confetti because it looks like little pieces of confetti around the yoke. And it is such a fun knit because it's so random. It's not, you're not having to count constantly and make sure you increase at a certain spot or whatever. It's just, it's very random where you do your increases, and it is just so much fun. So I started this one, and it's in one of my all-time favorite colors, black. Though I don't knit with, and I'm going to start knitting more black garments because I wear a lot of black. But this is how much I have of it. It is a top-down design, and I'm afraid I'm gonna drop my stitches right there. I want to open it up a little bit. Let's see if I can get a section of it opened up a little bit. I don't know if you can see, but the increases are random. There's no rhyme or reason. It just looks like confetti's been thrown on you. Or at least that's how I see it. It has a rolled neckline, and it is finished with rolled hems everywhere. I am doing this out of cotton, and this is comfy cotton from Knit Picks, and I love this yarn. It is easy on the hands. If you struggle with knitting with cotton, this would be a good one to try because it's very, very, very easy on the hands. It does have a little bit of acrylic in it, but I think that's what makes it so easy on the hands. And I'm doing it out of black. It doesn't have a fancy name or anything, but I do love this. And I'm doing a short sleeve version, I think I may go ahead and do a half sleeve, just like the Cumulus. I'm not sure yet. Somewhere in between either a short or a half sleeve, or somewhere in between. I just think that look is really me right now. So yeah, I have that going. And that is my last whip. We've already talked about one future knit, the Cumulus blouse, and the other one I have ordered yarn for, and this is something that has been in my favorites on Ravelry for a very long time, and I think the timing was just perfect on this. This is a Julie Hoover for Pearl Soho, and it is her Sayer top. It is a reversible top. One side is V-neck, and then the other side is crew. And you can reverse it. You can wear either crew in front or V-neck in front, and vice versa. I'm really, really, really excited about this. It's a DK weight pattern. And again, this one called for silk. So maybe it wasn't silk for the Olive and June. Olive and June, talking nail polish now. For the Knitting for Olive. I can't remember what that yarn called for. But anyway, this one definitely was silk, and I didn't want to do silk, so I went on to Quince & Co. and got Willet in this natural. This is such neat yarn. It's undyed, but it's made out of white cotton and brown cotton mixed, and it creates this gorgeous color. They call it cashew, I believe. I didn't write it down, but I'm pretty sure it was called cashew. So I got enough of that to make the Sayer top, and I'm excited about that. And then, if I have time, I'd like to knit up one more, but I know that's really pushing it. I can always sew tops really quick. I can get those done in a day. So I'm definitely going to be sewing up some tops, and maybe I'll talk about that next time. But the two, my other knit, if I can get it done. If not, maybe I'll take it as my knitting out of town project. But this is a pattern I already have, and it's a pattern I've knit up before, and I love it. I do think I want to use a different yarn than what I used last time, but I have so much of this yarn. Last time I made it up out of Paint Box's cotton. It's a DK weight cotton, which is actually a little bit lighter than DK weight. But I really did like the way it knit up. I think I just needed to make it longer or shorter. It's kind of in between. So I think the length on that one didn't end up exactly right. But I may get some more Sandnes garn in a DK weight, which I think that one's just called line, not 10 line. But anyway, so I'm either going to do that, or I'm kind of obsessed with this. This is another petite knit pattern, and this is actually one of the project page pictures. And the reason I'm showing this is because she made hers out of Bambootiful from Hobby Lobby, and I love the way hers turned out. So if I do this, I may just run to Hobby Lobby and pick up some Bambootiful. And I even love that color. Oh my gosh. But I'll probably make it in either like a really dark gray or a black, if Hobby Lobby has it in stock. That is a great segue into Hobby Lobby and their yarn situation. Somebody asked me about that on my last podcast, and I thought I'm just gonna hold off on replying and reply in person or through video, because I think it is worthy of discussing. For those of you that do not know, Hobby Lobby has cut their yarn selection like in half. And it's so sad, because I'm a knitter that likes to use, I like to use affordable box store yarns just as much as I like to use high-end yarns. Well, I don't know that I can say high-end. I don't know that I can really afford true high-end yarn. But I can dye my own high-end yarn, and you know, I can afford, you know, hand-dyed yarn. But I wouldn't say like the $30 a yard skeins, the ones that get 30 and above. For a full-size project, that's just too much for me. So yes, and to answer your question, I am devastated by Hobby Lobby's reduction in yarn. I think Bambootiful is one of those that they are discontinuing, because I was there, I think it was yesterday or the day before, and I just realized when I was talking about the colors, I don't even think they had 3 colors left of Bambootiful. So maybe when I'm done finishing this podcast, I may run out there and grab what I can. I think they had a really pretty green. And green, blue and green, I love both of those colors. So I may run out and get enough to make this one. I just love the way the stitches are on this. To me, it's just beautiful. And the green with white would be really pretty for summer. It's almost like a mossy, a sagey green. So you're fine, sweetie, don't worry about it. Thirsty kiddos. I'm actually thirsty too. Can you fix me a water? No ice. Just do a small cup. No ice. Yeah, thank you. So that is what I have going as far as future knits. And I have an exciting announcement. Thank you. I had to take a Benadryl last night and it has dehydrated me so bad. Okay, exciting news. If you're watching me, I am going to assume you have heard of the Grocery Girls, because who in the knitting world has not heard of them? I'm obsessed. I'm a longtime viewer. I watch religiously. I can't always watch live, but I always watch, as I know thousands and thousands and thousands of people do, tens of thousands. So anyway, Jody and her daughter have a yarn dyeing business, and it is now called Frankie's Fibers. Frankie Gray Fibers. I knew I wasn't saying it right. Oh my gosh. And they have recently come out with a semi-solid line that is massive. Okay, so I said earlier, I've been looking for some solids for my socks. I thought, these people are massive. I'm sure they're busy. I'm sure they don't have time to return emails and stuff like that. But I'm obsessed with her color palette, or their color palette. And I was just going to try. So I messaged them and asked if they would be interested in sponsoring some of my sock patterns. They immediately got back with me and said, absolutely, we would love to. What do you want? So we ended up with 4 yarn colors, and they just arrived today. What better timing to do a podcast, right? So I said, I have to do a podcast today. I am so excited. So 3 of these are for socks that I've already done, the 3 socks that I've already done that I'm not happy with the yarns, the paint box yarns. So the samples will be knit up out of this yarn. And then the other one is, I told her I have a sock design idea that I'm not going to say too much, but I am designing the socks specifically for Frankie Gray Fibers. Frankie Gray Fibers is named after their cat. And so all I'm going to say about the sock design is think whiskers. I'm so excited. And Frankie Gray has blue eyes, I believe they said. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure they said Frankie Gray has blue eyes. Anyway, this is her color Lilac Eyes, and oh my goodness, that is turning way purple on here. It's a very smoky, oh, it smells so good. My family was laughing at me when it came in and I started smelling it. I know I'm not the only one though. It is not this purple. It is definitely, it is showing up purple, but it's like an icy, it has a blue tone to it, a gray tone to it. It is beautiful, beautiful. I love it. So I think this is the one that I'm going to use for the Frankie Gray design. And then I got moss, and let's see, that's a pretty good depiction of it. This is moss and their logo. And then I'm going to show you this one next. This one's called Slate Blue, which is gorgeous. And slate blue. And then this one, I know it's very similar to another one. I'm gonna hold them up side by side though so you can see the difference. I actually love this one. This one is called Olive. Well, you can tell a difference. There's a difference. This one has more green, this one's more gray. And then this one's called Olive. So I have these three, and then let's see if I can get all of them. I am so thankful for them being willing to work with such a small designer. And I know I am a small designer. I'm still, I think my dogs are playing. Okay, and there's their little business card. That is the cutest thing in the world. On the back it says, "Thank you so much for your order. We hope you have fun creating something amazing with your new yarn, Jody and Jordan and Frankie." So sweet. And this is their yarns. They do a beautiful speckled line. Sorry, they're playing. One wants to play, the other one does not. That's always the way with them. One of them's just a mama's girl. She just wants to lay in my lap all the time. And then her brother is like always wanting to play. Okay, so that is my beautiful package from Frankie Gray Fibers. That is it for today. I do have more yarn coming in that I have ordered for. I apologize. I hope you guys don't have dogs that are going crazy. I know when my dogs hear other dogs, when I'm watching TV, they go berserk. So if your dogs are going nuts, I apologize. That's it for today. This is a short one, and I had a lot to show, but they were just so quick and simple and easy. Hopefully I will be back in just a few weeks, and we'll have a lot of these socks finished and blocked, and I'll remember my sock blocker, and with a special guest. So can you guess who I might be having on? Leave who you think I might be having on in the description box below. It is another YouTube podcaster that I have talked about before. And hopefully we can make it work. So until next time, if she does not make it, then I will do my next podcast at the end of July. And I should be back on schedule then. So until then, I will see you next time. Enjoy your knitting. Oh, and I know everybody says this, but if you can please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. It really helps the algorithm, and maybe we can build our little community even more. So that's it for now, and I'll see you next time. Bye. You need more dressing?
I'll put it later. Promise.
You do what?
I'll put it up later, I promise.
Sorry. You need a drink? Oh, okay. All right, baby, settle down.